Welcome back to Johnston Middle School, home of the Johnston Dragons swim team. We're here for the opening swim meet of the men's high school swim season. And Johnston Dragons will be playing host to the Waukee Warriors tonight for an important dual swim meet. A lot of the kids will be coming off summer and fall swim seasons with their local clubs. A lot of the Johnston swimmers swim with the Blaze swim team, which is right here at Summit Middle School, coached by Sherry Walling. And they will hopefully come into the season in good shape. I know I've full disclosure here, my son is a swimmer here on the Johnston swim team, and he's coming off cross-country season, so he didn't spend a lot of time in the pool. This will be kind of an early season test for him, as well as the other kids who come off of cross-country season or even football.
There faintly, but it was there. So maybe when we recorded it. All right, see ya. Have fun up there. Where's the introduction? They'll come from over to the right.
All right, we are still getting a little situated before the meet here. Waukee boys are lined up, ready to go. Johnston boys will be entering shortly. And we will open things up with the Star Spangled Banner. Everybody standing and honoring the flag, of course. Peter Tarpey on camera this evening, riveting photography from the lifeguard chair high above the deck of the pool. I was saying earlier, some of the boys will be coming off club swimming, and some of them swim on their own. Or don't swim. I was talking to my son, Noah, ran cross country. He had a good season, solid JV kid. And in the couple weeks between cross country season and swim season, we got in the pool a couple of times. But again, this will be an early season. A lot of the kids will not be swimming PRs, but will be setting a mark to judge the rest of their season, and from this meet on, they'll be hoping to improve week by week. And here come the Johnston Dragons, introduction of the 2016-17 swim team. There they are, Dragons walking in past the parents. Pretty full stands tonight for the first swim meet. Boys all looking anxious, yet excited. And we will be standing shortly for the Star Spangled Banner. applause for tonight's official, Larry White.
I want to welcome all the swimmers, fans, and parents to tonight's swim meet. We ask you to now stand with your hats as the Johnston Dragons let the swim choir perform our national anthem.
And with that, we are ready to start the 2016-17 swim season here in Johnston, Iowa. First event is the 200 medley relay. Odd lanes will be filled by Waukee swimmers. So lane 1, 3, 5, and 7 will be Waukee swimmers. That'll be in every race this evening. And Johnston swimmers will be in lanes 2, 4, 6, and 8. Starting our first event, the junior varsity 200-yard medley relay. In lane 1 from Waukee, Luke Gaynor, Mo Smith, Sam Cross, and Andrew Peelan. Lane 2 from Johnston. First swimmer, Craig Dawson Craig, Braden Hain, Rex Hagland, and Will Ryer. Lane 3 from Waukee. First swimmer, Eli Waltman, Ben Langle, Grant Crowley, and Zach Morrison. Lane 4 from Johnston, Cole Phillips, Jared Palmer, Josh Mullen, and Michael Fredrickson. Lane 5 from Waukee, first swimmer, Michael Boyle, Caleb Nichols, Aaron McRae, and Charlie King. Lane 6 from Johnston, swimmer number 1 is Grayson Haggett, Aaron Brown, Drew Story, James Hansen. Lane 7, Waukee, Tyler Dolliner, Ryan McClure, Max Oberman, and Bailey Watts. And finally in lane 8, first swimmer is Adam Puttebaum, Max Balbach, Noah Mabel, Duncan Caves. You can see the swimmers lining up, and they will be called to the blocks by our official.
500 to go through, huh?
Each swimmer has their little warm-up routine, mostly getting the jitters out, butterflies calm down before they hit the blocks and dive in for the first time. Actually, they won't be diving in. Starts out with a backstroke. So they'll enter the water and start right from the water. pool record for this event is held by Dowling Catholic, which was set in February of 2010. Time of 1:37:31. This JV race will probably look more like a 1:45 to 1:50 for the winners. As you watch a swimming event, usually the fastest qualifiers will be in the center lanes. That's lane 4 and 5. Lane 4 will be Johnston's fastest team, and lane 5 will be Waukee's fastest team. And here we go, swimmers enter the water, ready for the backstroke.
Place your feet. 200 metric relay. Take your mark.
And they're off, 50 yards of backstroke. Lane 4 and 5, Waukee and Johnston head and head. Looks like Waukee hitting the turn a little ahead of Johnston. Pulls away underwater. Good lead there for Waukee. That's Michael Boyle leading off. Johnston's Cole Phillips in lane 4. Ben Langle. Actually, Caleb Nichols for Waukee in lane 5, leading the breaststroke. And Jared Palmer, Johnston's breaststroker in lane 4, still in the lead. Looks like lane 3, that's Ben Langle, closing the gap on Johnston. In lane 3, Aaron McCrary took off for Waukee right there for the butterfly. And Josh Mullen for Johnston. Waukee still has about a body length lead. Got 50 yards to close the gap. Looks like they might just take this first race, 200 free relay. Unofficially, Waukee finishes 1:52:46. Johnston 1:53:85 for second. Waukee did take third, 1:57:63. Fourth is Johnston, 2:02:18. Fifth, 2:05:53 is Waukee. Sixth, another Waukee team, 2:06:62. What I'm reading you is from the scoreboard. They are not official results. We'll be handed the official results. Could have been a disqualification for a bad start, a bad turn. You'll see the official walking up and down the deck, looking for appropriate technique in the turns, and of course looking for early starts in the relay, any of which could result in a DQ. As a matter of fact, it looks like Waukee was DQ'd from lane 5, their A team, which puts Johnston in first. Johnston wins that relay in 1:53:85 due to a disqualification. Again, we'll get official results later. Looks like there were 2 DQs in that heat, lane 1 and lane 5. This is the varsity medley relay. We're watching lane 4. Johnston's Grant Lair takes off. Cameron Briggs for Waukee in lane 5. Lane 3 for Waukee is Taylor Hughes. Lane 2 for Johnston, Ryan Warwick. We go way over to the other side of the pool. Grant Nelson for Johnston leading off, and Cole Shippers for Waukee over in lane 7. a close race. Again, lane 4 and 5. Looks like Johnston Scott there, Grant's brother, doing the breaststroke, and he is neck and neck with Grady Rogers from Waukee in lane 5. Those two have a sizable lead on the rest of the field. Boy, there's too close to call. Alex Overton takes off for Johnston in lane 4 for the butterfly. Gus Munzame for Waukee doing the butterfly. I've seen him at the state meet for sure. Alex Overton's got that wingspan going and pulls ahead by just a little bit. And we've got the 50 free coming up. For Johnston, Jake Dealman and Waukee's AJ Gaynor. Looks like AJ might have pulled ahead just a little bit. Got 25 yards of freestyle yet to go. Here they come. And Waukee pulls it off. Again, unofficially, 140-14. Johnston in second, 140-37. So about 23 100ths of a second separating the two. Third place is Waukee's B team, 147-98. Fourth place, Johnston, up here in lane 2, 150-81. And in fifth is Johnston's B team, 151-36. And Waukee's C team in sixth, 153-64. Again, these are not yet official. Now those relays are important. The score is pretty heavily weighted towards the top, so Johnston and the JV team would have gained 8 points over Waukee in the JV. Here we go in the, we'll get back to that, but 200-yard freestyle junior varsity. Once they start, we'll have introductions. In lane 1, that's closest to the camera here. We've got Tyler Dolinar from Waukee, Noah James from Johnston in lane 2, Noah Finney from Waukee in lane 3, Samuel Schmitz in lane 4 from Johnston, Sam Everhart from Waukee is in lane 5, Noah Coleman, lane 6 for Johnston, Alex Fox in lane 7, he's a Waukee swimmer, and in lane 8 on the other side of the pool is Hunter DeJager from Johnston. 200 is 4 laps, so they'll go up and back. That's 8 lengths to the pool. A length is 25 yards, a lap is 50 yards. This is what you would consider a short course in swimming. When you watch in the Olympic Games, they swim in a 50-meter pool. And it's a little bit longer because it's meters, and it feels a little bit longer because you don't have that turn at the 25-yard mark. Again, lane 4 and 5, duking it out. It's like Waukee over in lane 5, a little bit ahead. It's Sam Everhart. Samuel Schmitz from Johnston, right on his shoulder. Got a Johnston and Waukee swimmer over in lane 6 and 7. Neck and neck. Noah Coleman and Alex Fox. Looks like they're taking the 3rd and 4th positions right now. And Samuel Schmitz from Johnston pulls ahead in the final 2:50 to win the JV 200 freestyle in 2:05.38. Second place in lane 5, Sam Everhart, 2:06.14. And third place, Noah Finney from Waukee, 2:10.19. Up next is the varsity 200 free. Michael Schmitz in lane 2 for Johnston. Cameron Linder from Waukee in lane 3. Alex Overton in lane 4 for Johnston. Waukee, Zach Linder in lane 5. Jackson Castor in lane 6. He's a Johnston swimmer. And Mason Reinhardt in lane 7 for Waukee. Pool record is 1:44.85, held by Dane Van Allen, set in 2014. We'll see if the chance that goes down tonight would be very slim. Waukee, defending state champion, would have some good swimmers leading off for sure. Johnston sent some swimmers to the state meet last year as well. Oh boy, looks like in the junior varsity race there was a tie for 4th place. Noah Finney and Alex Fox, both from Waukee. Winner of that race officially, Samuel Schmitz from Johnston, and Sam Everhart in 2nd. Zach Linder really pulling away today. Alex Overton and Jackson Castor chasing him down. Looks like Cameron Linder moving in on a potential spot for 3rd. This race looks all Zach Linder's. Boom, and he does it easily. Alex Overton pulling in there for 2nd. And lane 6, Jackson Castor finishes 3rd, again unofficially. So the winning time, 1:48.20, Zach Linder. 1:51.35, so that's 3 seconds difference. That's Alex Overton. And Jackson Castor from Johnston finished in 3rd, 1:52.70.
Go Johnston!
Next up is the individual medley. It's 200 yards. Every 50 yards, they change strokes. Thank you. They're off. Starting out with one of the harder strokes, the butterfly. It's a beautiful stroke when done correctly, but it's hard to do correctly. That's for sure. Looks like officially it was Zach Linder winning that 200 free in the varsity ranks, giving Waukee 6 important points. And now they switch to the backstroke, so from butterfly to the back. Again, this is a difficult stroke to get right. Lane 1, Max Oberman from Waukee. Looking lane 2, Braden Hune from Johnston. Taylor Hughes from Waukee in lane 3. Joe Hoffman's in lane 4. He's from Johnston. Carter Mosley, Waukee swimmer, in lane 5. From Johnston in lane 6. Dawson Craig And lane 7 has Luke Jerome from Waukee. As they near the halfway point, switch to the breaststroke. The breaststroke is an easy stroke to do, but difficult to do correctly. And you can tell the kids that have it down correctly from the pole to the kick because they're out front. And it looks like a couple of Waukee kids. Actually, that's an all Waukee show. Lane 3, 5, and 7 right now. Lane 3, Taylor Hughes. Looks like he's in 3rd, and 2nd is over in 7. Lane 7, that's Luke Jerome. And lane 5, Carter Mosley's leading currently as he heads into the final 50 yards of freestyle.
Go, Johnston!
Looks like Waukee may sweep the points on this.
Go! Go!
And that is Carter Mosley touching first. And over on the other side of the pool, Luke Jerome touching second. 2:19 was the winning time. Unofficially, 2:20.31 second place and 2:23.10 for third. Fourth place, a Waukee swimmer, so they did sweep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2:33.98. Fifth place from Johnston, Dawson Craig. And sixth place, Joe Hoffman, followed by Braden Hume. Next up is a varsity 200 individual medley. Lane 2 is Ethan Paul from Johnston. Cameron Briggs in lane 3, coach's son from Waukee. Grant Lair, lane 4 from Johnston. Jackson Coolers, lane 5 from Waukee. Johnston's Jack Gruning is in lane 6, and Ethan Cohen in lane 7 from Waukee. Starting out with the 50-yard butterfly. Well, it looks like Johnston moved up one spot in the JV individual medley as Max Oberman was disqualified. So we've got Carter Mosley, Luke Jerome, and Taylor Hughes, all from Waukee, 1, 2, 3, and Dawson Craig from Johnston takes fourth. Right now, Jackson Coolers from Waukee leads as they head into the backstroke, followed by Grant Lair. Jackson got more than a body length lead as he hits the halfway mark, heading into the breaststroke. And it looks like Grant Lair from Johnston over in lane 4. Got about a body length lead on third place. It's Cameron Briggs in lane 3. Want to recognize again the camera work of Peter Tarpey, catching the action for us in the pool. Unless he stops to take a nap, I think this one's all Jackson Coolers to lose. Grant Lair solidly in second as they bring it home under the flags. And he touches, Jackson touches, followed by Lair. And Cameron Briggs brings it home. looks like fourth is going to go to, I'm going to have to look at the board for that. Jack Gruning from Johnston touches fourth. And in fifth is Ethan Paul from Johnston. Winning time in that, Jackson Kohler swam a 1:58.96. Grant 2:01.89. And in third place, Cameron Briggs 2:09.73. Again, unofficially. And I was just handed the official results. It looks like everybody's time counted. Next up we've got the Splash Fest, which is the 50 free. We take a break after the 50 free. And at that time, we're going to have the opportunity to talk to Gary Ross, the athletic director for Johnston. Central Iowa Sports Network has been working with Johnston for a couple of years, football and basketball. This is our first time doing swimming. Here we go in the first heat, 50 free junior varsity. I'll go through the names quickly as they swim. All right, lane 1 from Waukee, Musi Erigwe. Lane 2, Obi Erlodlon. Lane 3, Elman Dodek from Waukee. Duncan Caves from Johnston in lane 4. Asher Hutchinson from Waukee in lane 5. Adam Pottabom in lane 6. Johnston, Nadem Hodzik from Waukee in lane 7, and Joel Woodsmall in lane 8. And it looks like lane 1, Duncan Caves, 28.95, followed by Waukee's Asher Hutchinson, 29.61. So Johnston takes the first 28.95. Remember that time, because there are 3 heats and everybody's racing for time. Here we've got lane 1 through 8. Aiden Foll from Waukee, Bryce Palmer from Johnston, Nick Bizek from Waukee, Spencer Pack from Johnston, Ryan McClure from Waukee, Neil Peck from Johnston, Brendan Vaziloff from Waukee, and Max Horap from Johnston in lane 8. They will be shooting to beat that 28.95. 29.61 was second place. Asher Hutchinson's time. The official calls him to the blocks. And they are off in a flurry of kicking and splashing. I personally have spent a lot of time on the deck of a pool photographing swimming, and the 50 free is one of the most difficult events to shoot because it's just water, and often the swimmers will not take a breath from the start to the finish. Maybe one after they make the turn at the end. Ryan McClure over in lane 5 won that in 27.08. Spencer Pack, 29.20 from Johnston, took second place. Third place, way over in lane 8, Johnston's Max Hodap in 29.30. Although the official just went to the table, the timing table, so that Either he's double checking some times or maybe somebody got off a little too early. We'll go through the start list for the third and final heat of the junior varsity 50 free. Lane 1, that's closest to the camera here. Aaron McCrary from Waukee. Noah Mabel in lane 2 from Johnston. Ben Langle from Waukee in lane 3. Josh Mullen in lane 4 from Johnston. Michael Boyle from lane 5 from Waukee. Michael Fredrickson from Johnston, lane 6. Caleb Nichols from Waukee in lane 7, and Dieter Zintamana from Johnston in lane 8. I'm kind of laughing because the PA announcer was trying to say his name at the same time. So I apologize for not getting that right. 50 free.
Go, Johnston!
Looks like lane 4, Johnston swimmers out in front. That's Josh Mullen, and he touches first. Josh Mullen first, 24:44. That's a great time for varsity. That shows a strong JV squad. Second place, it looks like 25:34 by Michael Fredrickson. And third place from Waukee, Michael Boyle in 25:87.
Let's go, Gilman!
My son Noah swam a PR, 27:44. Was 8th in that heat. Here's a varsity heat. Lane 2, Max Vanderpool from Johnston. AJ Gaynor from Waukee in lane 3. Grant Fuhrer in lane 4 from Johnston. Brady Rogers, lane 5 from Waukee. Jake Dielman, lane 6 from Johnston. And Augie Munzame in lane 7. And that's all Grant Fuhrer. Looks like Grant Fuhrer 21:23, followed by Grady Rogers in 23:16. That's a good, to hit a 22 early in the season is good. To hit a 21 is great. That's an incredible time. So first place, Grant Fuhrer, 21:23. Grady Rogers from Waukee in second, 23:16. Third place, Augie Munzame, 23:73. Fourth place, AJ Gaynor from Waukee, 23:74. That was a tight race, 23:73 and 23:74. 1/100th of a second separated third and fourth. Fifth place, Johnston's Jake Dielman, 23:77. Boy, and then that was another 3/100ths of a second. That was a tight race. Fun to watch those. And Max Vanderpool from Johnston in lane 2 finished 6th with 24:19. And I've just handed the official results. Looks like all those times count, and that's how it will be. Grant Fuhrer, Grady Rogers, and Augie Munzame, 1, 2, and 3. That was a Johnston Waukee finish. Gary Ross is coming over to fill. We've got a 15-minute break. We're actually going to go to a commercial. We'll get Gary hooked up, and we'll be back with you right after this. The Johnston Dragon Swimming Pool. This is Central Iowa Sports Network. Dave Mabel.
At Mid-America
You ever done this before? No. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I figured you probably have. You're an AD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, real good. You hear me?
Yep.
I'll talk louder. Is that good?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
I bought us another 30 seconds.
Gotcha.
Point that down a little bit. Down at the pool. And we are back at Summit Middle School, home of the Johnston Dragons, where Johnston is hosting Waukee. And I was just handed the score. Boy, it's a close meet in the junior varsity ranks. Johnston is junior varsity has 32 points, and Waukee has 30 points. So it's going to be a tight meet for junior varsity. The varsity, Johnston has 26 points and Waukee 36. So there's a 10-point difference right there. And again, Waukee defending state champion, so I'm not sure that that's a surprise, Gary, but you never know year to year. We're joined by Gary Ross, athletic director at Johnston, and this is our first swimming adventure here for Central Iowa Sports Network, but we have worked with Johnston in football and basketball for a couple of years.
Right, exactly right. We're real glad to have you here. Just a great meet to open up the winter season. Two of the top teams in the state, and let alone Central Iowa, so it's a great meet to start off the season.
Well, you did know it was going to be a close one, and we certainly appreciate the opportunity to come and bring it to the world, so to speak. So we have worked with you in football, basketball, and we are expanding a little bit. I think we've talked about doing some wrestling as well, which might be kind of fun, and maybe getting into some volleyball, maybe some track, and expanding the sports coverage that we offer. And we can't do it without the support of the ADs like you. So,
well, thank you, and really, I think feedback has been very positive. People appreciate this. As we had always said, sometimes relatives are a little distance away and they're not able to be here, and it gives them another opportunity to see their, whether it be grandchildren or sons or cousins or whoever it might be, but it's a great opportunity to showcase some tremendous athletes in the area.
Even brothers. I know my son is swimming, and his brother is in Wisconsin, and hopefully he said he was going to be watching the meet tonight. So
very good.
It's exciting to be able to bring that. So I actually, again, in full disclosure here, my son's swimming, but I'm a graduate of Johnston High School. It was a couple of years ago.
Really? Okay.
A couple of years ago. Summit Middle School did not exist. But 1983, so 36 years ago. No, 33. I gave myself too much credit. But my whole family are Johnston graduates, and my brother and sisters. I don't know if you've heard stories or can remember the old 3-story high school building that became the middle school building.
Yep, for sure.
But that was my middle school before the new middle school was built. And my sister was the first class to start as a freshman in the high school, the current high school, which then was the new high school.
Well, it's just great to see. I've been here now 22 years, just the changes that have occurred during even in that 22 years, let alone, as you mentioned, your 30-plus years there. But it's a great community. It's thrive on excellence, whether it be academic or activities, athletics and activities. It just is a great place to raise a family, a great place to be, and we're real proud of our students involved in their activities, and very much looking forward to continuing to expand our facilities. As obviously our new high school and stadium complex will be opening next year, so
which we're very excited about.
And really moving along very well. The high school is slated to be finished around the end of April, and the stadium probably towards the end of June. So they're right on schedule and moving along very well. Fortunately, been blessed with some good weather this fall, and just really looking forward to it for our students.
So what will the old high school be used for? How will the grades be split between the middle school, the high school, and I know Summit is a middle school. You've got 2 middle schools now, but how are the grades going to be split and moved around?
Well, we have 5 K-5 elementaries, and this next year that'll still be the same structure. The following year, Wallace Elementary will slide over to our current middle school. So next year, the middle school will be shut down for a year to reconfigure it for being an elementary. Our current high school next year will be an 8-9 building, so it'll be our upper middle school level. Summit will continue to be 6th and 7th grade, and then our high school will be 10 through 12, similar to what our high school is today, but it'll be at the new facility, obviously.
And tell us about the new stadium. I enjoy going to high school football games. As a matter of fact, I mentioned my brother and sisters went here to Johnston, and as you walk into the stadium, there's a dragon head, and my sister painted that dragon.
Oh, is that right? I guess I didn't connect it.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's exciting.
That is kind of exciting. So I have a lot of memories from that very track, and the original bleachers are still there, the kind of the gold section in the middle.
Section,
Yep, is still there. So it'll be a big change moving over to a new facility. What are you looking forward to over there?
Well, you know what? It's a great opportunity for multiple sports. Obviously football, many people, but also our track programs and our soccer programs will be using the facility. And really, what it involves is a combination of different things. It'll involve more seating. That's one of the things. Expanded number of bleachers for our spectators and being a good host. In addition to that, 2 wonderful concession stands.
And good food, I'm sure.
And great food, yeah. One on the home side, and then there'll be one as people enter. So the entrance area will be 6 ticket booths, and you'll be entering there, and restrooms at that end for the visitors. And at the far north end, it'll be kind of a storage locker room area, halftime meeting area that will be able to allow our students to have a site on at the location of which they can shower and have locker rooms and those kinds of things. And then a track, obviously the track will be there, new discus and throwing circles, long jump areas, the soccer. Kind of interesting note, new facilities, typically the tracks are rounded. The older ones that we had are more oval tracks. So what it does really is it allows a little wider opportunity for the soccer fields with a rounded track. So it's just really right close to our high school. It'll be a great opportunity for a marching band to walk right out of their classroom right onto the field, and so it's just going to be a wonderful facility.
Yeah, well, we can't wait for it. And I'm sure some of the neighbors can't wait either, as 100th has been closed for a long time. Yeah. As you head up to Highway 44 there, but all for good cause for sure. Well, listen. It's been fun to follow the Johnston swim program last year. My kid swam last year. He's a sophomore this year. It's a great program. Sherry Walling, the coach, has been around a long time, and it's a program with rich history.
Yeah, it very much. I mean, coming out of our girls' season, had their highest finish ever, finishing as state runner-ups this last fall, and our boys came off an outstanding year last year, and then really. Looking at what this team is going to be as obviously a top 5 chance of finishing in the end of the year. And what a great facility this pool is. I think people really enjoy coming here. It's a fast pool and just well lit, and really people enjoy swimming in this facility. So thanks for being here. Really appreciate it.
Yep, my pleasure. We're going to go to break, and we've been talking to Gary Ross, athletic director of Johnston High School, and we appreciate your time.
Yep, thank you much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you.
Yep, appreciate it.
That's why Mid-America provides free educational programs to schools.
Stuff?
Ask you
Really? Yep, I think so. Hopefully,
My mom's watching live and she's like, this is the best thing ever. So
Thank you. I hope I don't sound whatever. Right.
She's excited she can watch the boys.
Well, thank you.
That's Mid-American Energy.
And we are back at the pool after that short break from Mid-American Energy, and we are getting ready for the next event which as a photographer is one of my favorites. As I try to find where we're at on, here we go, the 100-yard butterfly, and it's one of my favorites because the pool is glass calm, and I would sit down at the end and catch these swimmers as they come out of the water, the reflection on the glass calm pool underneath them. So we've got the junior varsity 100-yard butterfly. Lane 1, Charlie King, he's from Waukee. Noah James from Johnston in lane 2. Eli Waltman from Waukee in lane 3. Vasil Charperzov in lane 4 from Johnston. Grant Crowley in lane 5 from Waukee. Jared Palmer's in lane 6 from Johnston. Aaron McCreary from Waukee in lane 7. And Grayson Haggett in lane 8 from Johnston. 100-yard butterfly.
Butterfly.
Two full laps, that's 4 lengths. Of the grueling but beautiful butterfly. Looks like we've got a Johnston swimmer just barely out front in lane 4. Vasil Eli Waltman from Waukee in close behind. It's like way up in lane 6 perhaps. That's Jared Palmer, Johnston swimmer. A lot can happen in this last length. Vasil Charperzov of Johnston coming in and touching first. Second place, Eli Waltman. 2 seconds behind, exactly 2 seconds. The winning time, 1:02.48. Second place, 1:04.48. In third place, we've got Aaron McCreary, 1:06.89. Fourth place, 1:07.10, Jared Palmer, as the varsity swimmers get ready to jump up on the blocks. Looks like fifth place was Grant Crowley, 1:07.61. Sixth place, Charlie King of Waukee, 1:08.52. Seventh place, Noah James of Johnston, 1:09.77. It looks like a Johnston swimmer, Grayson Haggett. His time did not count. Probably an illegal kick in that stroke there. For the varsity 100-yard butterfly, Trent Wignall in lane 2, Johnston swimmer. Gus Munzame in lane 3 from Waukee. Grant Fuhr in lane 4 from Johnston. Jackson Coolers in lane 5 from Waukee. Jack Gruning in lane 6 from Johnston. A.J. Gaynor in lane 7, Waukee swimmer. To the blocks. Oh, lane 4 and 5, head to head. Boy, that's a close one right there. Boy, it looks like they touched right at the same time. 24:47 and 24:44, so 3/100ths of a second separating first and second. And that was Grant Fuhr and Jackson Coolers, lane 4 and 5. And it looks like Jackson's pulling ahead. Jackson takes the win. Grant Fuhr right behind. Jackson's time, Jackson Cooler 51.71. Grant Fuhr in second, 52.27. Third place, Gus Monzeme, 54.94. Fourth place, 57.25 is AJ Gaynor of Waukee. Fifth place, again, unofficially, 59.93, Jack Gruning. And sixth place, Trent Wiganall, 1 minute, .69. The 100-yard freestyle is coming up next. And there will be 3 heats of this. 2 Johnston swimmers in this first heat. And the rest Waukee. Lane 1 is Caleb Williams, Waukee. Luke Mullen of Johnston in lane 2. Merrick Wachendorf from Waukee in lane 3. Joel Woodsmall in lane 4 from Johnston. And from Waukee, Charles Yang and William Hun in lane 5 and 7. 100-yard freestyle.
Heat 1, 100 freestyle. Okay, your mark.
And it looks like our butterfly results are official. Jackson Coolers wins 51.71. It's not too far off. That's only about a second and a half off the school record. Pool record, which was set in 2014 by R.J. Hemmingsen. Come around halfway in the 100-yard freestyle for this first heat. These first 2 heats are all exhibition, so their scores will not count. They're swimming for time. It's like lane 3, Merrick Wachendorf from Waukee wins that heat. Lane 5, Charles Yang in second. It's like 106.90 won it. 108.06 was second. Third, 110.98. That was Luke Mullen of Johnston. And fourth place of Johnston, Joel Woodsmall. We've got fifth, William Hun from Waukee, 116.83, and 118.41 from Waukee, Caleb Williams. Next heat, Chris King in lane 1 from Waukee. Max Balbach from Johnston in lane 2. Will Blazenko in lane 3. Will finish after they start with lane 4. And they are off. Finishing up the lanes, Spencer Pack in lane 4 from Johnston. Zach Gaynor in lane 5 from Waukee. Bryce Palmer in lane 6 from Johnston. And Sam Cross from Waukee in lane 7. Will Blazenko from Waukee leads off, followed closely by Max Balbach in lane 2. That's lanes 3 and lane 2. Quite close to the camera here. Lane 1 is the one closest to the camera, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 8 as we cross the pool. Still looks like lane 3, Will Blazenko. Although it's going to be close. It's going to be close. And up there in lane 7, may have snuck in. Yep, Sam Cross sneaks in for a victory in that heat. 103.43. Lane 7 from Waukee. Second place, 103.67. Max Balbach in lane 2. And in third place is Will Blazenko in 103.86. So all of those swimmers in within the 103 time. Heat 3, Ryan McClure, lane 1. Dawson Craig in lane 2 from Johnston. Zach Morrison of Waukee in lane 3. Josh Mullen in lane 4 from Johnston. Kevin Cato from Waukee in lane 5. Noah Coleman from Johnston in lane 6. Jacob Vesselhoff from Waukee in lane 7. And Drew Story from Johnston in lane 8. 100-yard freestyle, JV. And this is for points. And again, that was a very close race. At the first break, 2 points separating the JV squads. Johnston ahead with 32 points and Waukee with 30. And they will be working hard to add some points. Lane 4 and 5, neck and neck. Officially, it looks like lane 5 touched just ahead of lane 4. So that's Kevin Cato from Waukee and Josh Mullen from Johnston. Kevin Cato pulling ahead as we hit the flags, but Johnston, Josh Mullen making it a race. Too close to call, and Josh Mullen takes the touch just ahead. I'm looking for the finish. 0.02 of a second separating them. Josh Mullen finishing in first, 55.23. He's a Johnston swimmer. And from Waukee, Kevin Cato, 55.25. Third place, 59.45. Zach Morrison from Waukee. Varsity, lane 1. Lane 2, Jack Dielman from Johnston. Augie Munzame in lane 3 from Waukee. Alex Overton in lane 4 from Johnston. Zach Linder from Waukee in lane 5. Ryan Warwick from Johnston in lane 6. And Davis Coolers from Waukee in lane 7. This is your varsity 100-yard freestyle. As they head off, I'd like to commend Peter Tarpey, who's running the camera tonight. Again, our first swim meet. So this is all an experiment. It's like Zach Linder about 0.2 of a second ahead of Alex Overton. Zach Linder, a Waukee swimmer in lane 5, Alex Overton in lane 4. And they're fighting for it again. It's going to be a close one. Looks like Zach Linder. Yep, Zach Linder takes it, followed by Alex Overton. His Linder's time, 47.31. Alex, 47.86. So about a half a second difference. Third place, 51.42. Jake Dielman up here in lane 2. Fourth place, Ryan Warwick, 52.19. He was in lane 6. Fifth place, Augie Munzame, 52.82. And in 6th, Davis Cooler. Both of those swimmers from Waukee, 53.85. And it looks like those are the official times and places. So Waukee scores some important points, but Johnston takes second, third, and fourth. 500-yard freestyle coming up, JV. Pool record in this 500-yard freestyle is 4:43.54, held by Ben Kurtz. It was set in 2011 in February. A lot of these fast times will be set in January and February at the end of the season, certainly not at the first race of the year. So this is a race you can see at the far end of the pool. Each lane will have a swimmer holding up a card with the number of lengths remaining. Not laps, but lengths. A length is one time down the pool. A lap we would consider down and back. So what the swimmers are getting are the number of lengths that they have done. And this is typically a 5 or 6 minute, sometimes 7-minute race. It's a badge of honor to hold somebody's cards for them. A lot of swimmers will kind of shake it or swing it a certain way to provide motivation for the swimmer, or somehow have a code to let them know how close they are to moving up a spot. A lot of times one spot will mean difference of a couple of points, and that can be the difference in a close meet. So even if you're in 4th place, moving up to 3rd is an important thing for points for your school. Lane 5, Carter Mosley is leading from Waukee. We'll go down through the lanes. Lane 1, closest to the camera, is Andrew Peelan from Waukee. Rex Hogland from Johnston is in lane 2. Alex Fox is in lane 3 from Waukee. Samuel Schmitz from Johnston is in lane 4. Carter Mosley, he's the one leading right now. He's from Waukee and in lane 5. Will Rare is in lane 6 from Johnston. Stephen Langle from Waukee is in lane 7. And Kyle Gobin from Johnston is in lane 8. Looks like Kyle Gobin is way up in lane 8, doing well. Looks like he looks like Carter Mosley is leading. Samuel Schmitz is in 2nd. That's lane 4 and 5. It's a tight race between 1st and 2nd, lane 4 and 5. Samuel Schmitz from Johnston in lane 4, Carter Mosley in lane 5. You'll see the officials stand over the leading lane with 1 lap to go, or 2 lengths. And often they'll kind of pour it on right there. Carter Mosley gets the orange square, which means your last turn of this event. Carter leading start to finish. And he's being chased down by Samuel Schmitz. It looks like Carter Mosley from Waukee finishes in first. In 5 minutes, 31 seconds, 0.7. Samuel Schmitz, 5:32.27, about a half a second between the two. You'll see some of the kids still doing laps, some of them finishing. Lane 3, Alex Fox from Waukee finishes up. 6 minutes flat, 0.66. Lane 6 getting her done, that's Will Rare. Lane 7 in 5th, that's Stephen Langle. Will Rare is finished from Johnston in 4th at 6:11.05. Stephen Langle, 6:16.34 for Waukee. And 6th is Andrew Peelan, lane 1, 6:34.30. Rex Hogland from Johnston in lane 2 was 7th in 6:34.86. And Kyle Gobin finishes lane 8 in 8th place, 6:58.53. So they all finished under 7 minutes. I've only got the Johnston swimmers for this. The Waukee swimmers must have been late additions. See if I can get their names during the race. We've got Michael Schmitz, Scott Lair, and Jackson Castor for Johnston, lane 2, 4, and 6. We're working on getting the Waukee swimmers. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. In lane 2, Michael Schmitz from Johnston. Lane 3, Mason Reinert from Waukee. Scott Lair from Johnston is in lane 4. Cameron Linder is in lane 5 from Waukee. Johnston's Jackson Castor is in lane 6. And Sam Everhart is in lane 7, a Waukee swimmer. Scott Lair from Johnston looks like he's swimming comfortably. Followed by Jackson Castor from Johnston over in lane 6. And Cameron Linder is chasing him down, a couple seconds behind second place Jackson Castor. This is Scott Lair coming to the turn. still followed by Jackson Castor and Cameron Linder from Waukee in third. Looks like lane 2 and 3 in a tight race. Lane 2 is Michael Schmitz from Johnston. Lane 3, Mason Reinhardt from Waukee. And up there on the far end of the pool in lane 7 is Sam Everhart from Waukee. Scott Lair still leading, followed by Jackson Castor and then Cameron Linder. That's a Johnston Waukee race right now. Boy, lane 2 and 3, neck and neck. They can see each other every time they turn to breathe. They're looking, seeing where the other is. It's Michael Schmitz and Mason Reinhardt, lane 2 and 3. Scott Lair still leading. Jackson Castor. There's the horn with 1 lap to go. Scott Lair, sizable lead. Both those swimmers in second and third know exactly where he's at. And you can see Jackson Castor pick up the pace. He knows he's going to be chased down by Cameron Linder, and Linder is giving it his all to close that gap and move up 1 spot on the podium. And Scott Lair makes it official, unofficially official. Lane 2 and 3 are still duking it out, although lane 2, that's Michael Schmitz, has pulled ahead. Mason Reinhardt hoping to hang on. So unofficially, Johnston's Scott Lair, 4:54.61, followed by Johnston's Jackson Castor, 4:57.91, and Waukee's Cameron Linder in third in 5:01.15. Oh, and it looks like, well, he might not have touched, but on the board it has Mason Reinhardt in fourth from Waukee. That's lane 3. We'll have to wait for the official results, because it looked to me like Michael Schmitz touched before him, but it's got him lane 2 in 6th place right now on the board. So we'll wait for that announcement. You can see a pile of kids lined up behind the blocks, and that can only mean one thing. It means a 200-yard freestyle relay is coming up, and if you thought the 50 was a frenzy of splashing and kicking, the 200 free relay multiplies that by 4. .200 free relay is, okay, there we go. We've got Michael Schmitz on the board in 4th for the 500 free. 5 minutes, 27.95 seconds. So, 200 free relay, JV. We've got Waukee H team. We've got 2 heats of junior varsity. So we've got Waukee in lane 1, lane 3. We've got Johnston in lane 4, Waukee in lane 5, Johnston in lane 6, and Waukee in lane 7. A lot of these kids, it will be their first. A lot of these kids, it's their first race. Maybe they're freshmen or new to the team. Okay, I've just handed the official results for the 500, and it looks like it was Scott Lair in first, Jackson Castor in second, Cameron Linder of Waukee in third, Michael Schmitz of Johnston in lane 2. He finished fourth. Mason Reinhardt in lane 3 in fifth, and Sam Everhart in sixth. First swimmers are back, and second leg of the relay is off. Adam Hodzik for Waukee's in second, running the second leg, lane 1. Lane 3 is Charles Yang. Spencer Pack for Johnston. Sam Cross for Waukee, and Adam Potterbaum for Johnston. And Elman Didek for Waukee. Way up in lane 7 is their second leg swimmer. Third leg swimmer for Waukee in lane 1 is Aiden Fohl. Lane 3 is Merrick Wachendorf. Lane 4 for Johnston is Duncan Caves. The third swimmer for Waukee in lane 5 is Luke Gaynor. Johnston is Neil Pack in lane 6. And Nick Bizek in lane 7 for Waukee. The fourth swimmer for Waukee in lane 1, Musi Erige. Lane 3, Caleb Williams for Waukee. Lane 4 for Johnston, the anchor swimmer is Max Hodap. Waukee's anchor in lane 5 is Andrew Peelan. Johnston's Ogbi Erlodon is the anchor in lane 6. And Chris King for Waukee in lane 7 is that anchor. Waukee wins in lane 5, their E team, 154.36. Johnston's D team in 201.68 is in second. Third place is Waukee's F team, 208.30. Fourth place, Johnston's E team, 233.69. That's up there in lane 6. And in lane 1, Waukee's H team finishes in 237.69. All right, leading off for Waukee, we got lanes 1 through 7. Waukee's Jacob Vizeloff leads off. Johnston's Luke Mullen in lane 2 leads off. Waukee's Tyler Dolinar in lane 3. Johnston's Noah James in lane 4. Noah Finney for Waukee in lane 5. Samuel Schmitz for Johnston in lane 6. And Alex Fox for Waukee in lane 7 will lead off that team. Tonight's official conferring with the scoring table. And they're getting ready to start. And they are off. Lane 1, second swimmer for Waukee will be Nedim Hodzik. Charles Yang will be, Mo Smith for Waukee in lane 1 will be the second swimmer. Hunter DeJager for Johnston in lane 2. Stephen Langle in lane 3 for Waukee. Aaron Brown will swim second for Johnston in lane 4. Aaron McCrary for Waukee in lane 5. Mason Rubin for Johnston in lane 6. And swimming second for Waukee in lane 7 is Grant Crowley. Third swimmer for Waukee in lane 1 is Zach Gaynor. For Johnston, third swimmer is Alex Wheat in lane 2. Lane 3 is Zach Morrison for Waukee. Lane 4 is Ben Webster for Johnston. Lane 5 is Carter Mosley for Waukee. Johnston's Dieter Sanzamania. I'm going to have to work on that one. Sorry, Dieter. Lane 6, Cole Shippers for Waukee in lane 7. And your anchors for Waukee in lane 1, Max Oberman. Anchoring in lane 2 for Johnston is Kyle Gobin. Mason Reinhardt for Waukee anchors in lane 3. James Hansen anchors in lane 4 for Johnston. Caleb Nichols for Waukee in lane 5. Will Rare for Johnston in lane 6. And Sam Everhart anchors in lane 7 for Waukee. Looks like it was a Waukee touch first over in lane 5. Johnston second. Yep, Waukee in 1:44.60. Johnston touches second in lane 4, 1:45.11. Third place is Waukee, lane 3, 1:46.04. And in fourth place, 1:46.38 for Johnston. Fifth place up in lane 7, 1:50.27. That's a Waukee team. And sixth place in lane 1 from Waukee, 1:52.15. And Johnston's C team finishes 7th in 2 minutes, .78. And now the varsity 200 freestyle relay. See lane 2, Johnston. Leading off for Johnston in lane 2, Vasil Chaparavazov. I'll work on that too. Sorry, Vasil. Waukee's Kevin Cato in lane 3. Johnston's Jake Dealman in lane 4. Waukee's Zach Linder in lane 5. Trent Wignall for Johnston. And Ben Langle in lane 6 and 7. Johnston and Waukee are their leadoff men. Swimming second, lane 2 for Johnston, Jared Palmer. Michael Langle for Waukee in lane 3. Max Vanderpool for Johnston in lane 4. Grady Rogers in lane 5 for Waukee. Michael Schmitz for Johnston in lane 6. And in lane 7, Michael Boyle. Swimming third in lane 2, Cole Phillips for Johnston. Eli Waltman for Waukee in lane 3. Ryan Warwick for Johnston in lane 4. Lane 5 has got A.J. Gaynor for Waukee. Grant Nelson for Johnston in lane 6. And Taylor Hughes for Waukee in lane 7. Anchoring, Michael Fredrickson will anchor for Johnston in lane 2. Cameron Linder will anchor for Waukee in lane 3. Lane 4 is Grant Fuhr. Jackson Coolers for Waukee in lane 5. Jackson Castor for Johnston in lane 6. And Charlie King will anchor for Waukee in lane 7. You can see the official has his hand in the air. That may indicate a false start or a quick jump. Unofficially, Waukee wins that heat in 1:28.96. Johnston A team finishes in 1:31.82. And third place, the Johnston B team is 139.81. We'll wait for official results on that before announcing those. We'll be getting a score update also after that very important race. The officials conferring with the Waukee coach. Coach Briggs. I see some Johnston kids celebrating. Oh my, we've got 2 disqualifications. The Johnston A squad was disqualified and the Waukee A squad were disqualified. I don't know if they were holding on to each other, using ropes underneath the pool to pull each other along or what, but both of those leading teams were disqualified. That puts way up in lane 6. Oh, nope, they're switching. That's why I wait for official results. Okay, close to the camera in lane 3. That puts, for the moment, Waukee B's team with the time of 1:39.51 in first place.
I got third.
And Johnston's B team in second, 1:39.81. And in third, Johnston C team, 1:42.61. That will, that'll be the same scores if both of those teams from lanes 4 and 5 counted. So that won't change the standings. If one of those teams from either Waukee or Johnston had been disqualified, then that would have a significant impact on the standings in the meet. But since both Johnston and Waukee, and they were in the same place as the teams that were counted, that will not have a significant impact in the meet. But it looks like that's official. First place, the Waukee B team in lane 3. 1:39.51. Johnston B team in lane 2, 1:39.81. Excuse me, they're in lane 6. They finished second. And in third place in lane 2 from Johnston, 1:42.61. Fourth place from Waukee, way up in lane 7, 1:43.34 was the team from Waukee. So we've got our current scores through the free relay, and we've got junior varsity Waukee High School leading with 65 points, and Johnston High School with 59 points. So it's a 6-point spread that can be made up in one race. So it's a tight race, and the varsity team is 2 points different. Waukee leads with 66 points, and Johnston follows with 58. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back after this message from Mid-American Energy.
What was the story on the relay? Well, I know my Johnson team, I saw the ball start, so he saw it. I'm assuming the Waukee was the last one, so I'm not sure.
Oh, great. Thank you. Oh, yeah, perfect. Perfect. I'm able to babble on and on about whatever as you hand me, so it's perfect.
Figure out your issue with your computer?
What's that?
Figure out your issue with your computer?
Yeah, it's going. I don't know what the scoop was.
I was literally about to say, like, spelled out like Gilman is. More spelled out.
Tonight, Central Iowa Sports Network presents High School Swimming, live from Summit Middle School in Johnston. Welcome back. Welcome back to Johnston Summit Middle School, where the Johnston Dragons are taking on the Waukee Warriors. And we are 2/3 of the way through the first meet of the season. We've got 3 events remaining: the 100 back, the 100 breast, and the 400 free relay, which is always an exciting race. And I thought I would just watch our view of the outside of the school a few times before we get back to our view of the pool. And there's the pool. We're a slim staff this evening. Peter Tarpey on camera, myself running both the computer and on at the mouth for most of the meet. So we watched an exciting 200-yard free relay race, that varsity race, in which both first and second place teams, first place team from Waukee and the second place team from Johnston, were both disqualified, and I understand that it was a false start on both occasions. So that left with Waukee with 8 important points, and Johnston with Johnston actually 4 points for second and 2 points for third. So they ended up with 6, which is good. Sometimes it's almost as good to finish second and third as it is to get first. That being said, in the relays, first place is a great big deal because of the all-important 8 points awarded to first place. In individual events, well, in relays, first place is awarded 8 points. Second place, it drops off to 4 points, and third place gets third place gets 2 points. Fourth place gets 0. So you want to win that. You want to win the relays. It's top heavy in the points. For individual events, it's a little tighter. First place gets 6 points. Second place 4. Third place 3. Fourth place 2, and fifth place 1. So that's an instance in the individual events where having a second and third place is better than first place, because second and third together will be 7 points, and first place is 6. That being said, a sweep of the top 3 spots would garner the most points, obviously. So, our next event will be the backstroke junior varsity. And again, we've got 3 races left: the backstroke, the breaststroke, and the 400 free relay. And races are tight. It could go either way. Waukee leads the junior varsity team competition 65 points to Johnston's 59. And in the varsity, Waukee leads 66 points to Johnston's 68. As we get ready for the 100-yard backstroke, JV, I'll go through the lane assignments. Lane 1 for Waukee is Eli Waltman. Jared Palmer is lane 2 from Johnston. Michael Boyle from Waukee is in lane 3. Cole Phillips from Johnston is in lane 4. Taylor Hughes is in lane 5 from Waukee. Hunter DeJager from Johnston is in lane 6. And Noah Finney from Waukee is in lane 7. This will be turned over to the starter. Boys will hop in, set their feet, and he will sound the horn. And they are off. I had the opportunity to shoot the Olympic trials this summer in Omaha and was especially enamored with the backstroke. They come completely out of the water in the start. And these boys will push through the water when they take off. A lot to learn as a swimmer. Looks like lane 5, Taylor Hughes leading the way. Cole Phillips, it looks like, from Johnston in second, but the only time it really matters is that final touch. Oh, Waukee's got this. Taylor Hughes touches first. It looks like Johnston's Cole Phillips in second, Michael Boyle in third, Johnston's Jared Palmer lane 2, and fourth, lane 1, Eli Waltman from Waukee in fifth, and sixth, Noah Finney from Waukee in lane 7, and lane 6, Hunter DeJager in seventh. So winning that was a time of 101.63 by Taylor Hughes. 104.43, Johnston's Cole Phillips in second. .100-yard backstroke for varsity. Vasil Chaprazov from Johnston in lane 2. Cole Shippers for Waukee in lane 3. Grant Lair in lane 4 for Johnston. Cameron Briggs in lane 5 for Waukee, Grant Nelson for Johnston in lane 6, and Davis Coolers for Waukee in lane 7. Again, it's lane 4 and 5. Looks like Grant Lair might have touched just ahead. Yep, just a touch. Again, that only matters at the end, that final touch. Cameron Briggs, the coach's son for Waukee, in second. Better know he learned how to backstroke as a child. And it looks like Grant Lair coming home to take this one in first. At the time of 54.45, Grant Lair in lane 4 for Johnston. Cameron Briggs, 55.39 in second. And in third place, way up in lane 7, Davis Coolers for Waukee, 59.06. 101.93, Vasil Chaprazov from Johnston finished 4th.
In lane 4 from Johnston, in lane 5.
5th place, Cole Shippers from Waukee, 102.01, and 6th was Grant Nelson in lane 6, 102.53. And looks like those times are official.
The kid's soft touch, Josh.
100-yard breaststroke, junior varsity. We'll have 2 heats coming up.
100 breaststroke.
Closest to us in lane 1 is Merrick Wachendorf from Waukee. Jacob Veseloff from Waukee is in lane 3. Adam Potterbaum in lane 4 for Johnston. Mo Smith in lane 5 for Waukee. Max Balbach in lane 6 for Johnston. And Will Blazenko in lane 7, a Waukee swimmer. And lane 6 is taking it out strong. That's Max Balbach. He is being hunted down by Mo Smith of Waukee. That is a tight race at the turn. They've got 50 yards to go. Boy, that Waukee swimmer had a great push off that wall. He is closing the gap, coming up on the shoulder of Max Balbach. Balbach still has a bit of an advantage at the final turn as they come home. Can he hang on? He's got a fair gap now with Mo Smith really at his waist. And Balbach from Johnston touches first. Mo Smith in second. Here comes third. Way up in lane 7. That's Will Blazenko. And there's a tight race for 4th and 5th. 2 swimmers from Waukee in lane 1 and 3. And lane 3, Jacob Veseloff takes 4th. And Merrick Wachendorf takes 5th for Waukee in lane 1. Our second heat for junior varsity 100-yard breaststroke. Lane 1 is Caleb Nichols for Waukee. Lane 2 is Aaron Brown for Johnston. Stephen Langle for Waukee is in lane 3. James Hansen is in lane 4 for Johnston. Luke Jerome for Waukee is in lane 5. Rex Hogland for Johnston is in lane 6. And Ben Langle is in lane 7, a Waukee swimmer. Typically, you can tell pretty easily which team is in which lane by the colors of their swim caps and their suits, but both Waukee and Johnston are purple and gold, and it's tough to tell by looking. They both have purple and black shorts, although there's a little different pattern, but you certainly can't tell at a glance. When we head to Valley, there'll be a big difference with the orange and black, or a Centennial with their silver and black and white, or Ankeny is coming up, I know, with their maroon and I don't know what their official colors are, but maroon and gold. At CISN, we're working on our schedule. We're going to be tight with basketball, wrestling, and swimming this winter. We're heading to Waukee, Johnston, Valley, Southeast Polk. I know Southeast Polk has got a strong wrestling program, and we're hoping to get a few meets going over there, bring them to you live on CISN.TV. Basketball, Waukee, Johnston, Valley. Try and hit quite a few home games for each of those schools. Central Iowa Sports Network started out about 5 years ago just streaming Dowling home football games, and boy, we've grown from there. All right, we're about to start the 100-yard breaststroke JV. What a difference a good dive can make. Some of those kids can put half a body length on their competition just with a good dive. Looks like lane 5, Waukee's Luke Jerome is pulling ahead just a bit. Although up here in lane 1, Caleb Nichols looks like he touched first. He's pulling ahead even. Typically lane 1 is one of your slower swimmers, but not tonight. Caleb Nichols is proving that rule wrong. And he touches first at the final turn as well. Caleb Nichols of Waukee leading the way. Can he hang on? He's being chased in lane 5 by Luke Jerome, his teammate. And it looks like this could be a Waukee sweep as Stephen Langle in lane 3 is like moving in for 3rd place. Yep, it's a Waukee sweep. First place, Caleb Nichols, 113.70. Second place, up in lane 5, Luke Jerome, 115.45, and third was Stephen Langle, 116.33. Fourth place from Johnston, James Hansen, 118.49. Fifth place, Waukee swimmer Ben Langle. I wonder, it must be Stephen's brother. 119. Sixth place, Rex Hogland, 119.49, and in seventh from Johnston, Aaron Brown, 121.53. Coming up is varsity breaststroke, 100 yards. We'll introduce them when they're swimming. And they are off in lane 2 from Johnston is Mason Rubin. Gus Munzime from Waukee is in lane 3. Scott Lair is in lane 4 for Johnston. Grady Rogers, lane 5 for Waukee. Ethan Paul is Johnston swimmer in lane 6, and Ethan Cohen from Waukee in lane 7. Oh, it's a tight race again in lane 4 and 5, as typical. Looks like Waukee has an edge where they touched right at the same time. Scott Lair second, Grady Rogers first, just a couple of hundredths of a second between the two. Scott Lair, Grady Rogers. Scott Lair, Grady Rogers. Grady Rogers from Waukee in lane 5. Scott Lair for Johnston. Might be moving ahead. We're going to have to wait and see how this touches. And looks like Johnston swimmer celebrating. Scott Lair touches first over Grady Rogers. 102.72. Grady finishes second, 102.87. Third place, Gus Munzime, 104.72. Fourth place, Ethan Cohen, 107.14. Fifth place, Ethan Paul from Johnston finishes fifth in 107.30. And sixth place, Mason Rubin from Johnston, 109.93. Ethan Cohen in fourth is a Waukee swimmer. So it finishes Johnston, Waukee, 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 Johnston. They're going to sweep up the points on that race. All right, our final event of the evening.
You always bring it up. You always bring it up.
No, Scott, showboat all you.
400-yard freestyle relay. 10 points separate the Johnston and Waukee varsity squads. Waukee with 83, Johnston with 73. And we have Johnston will pretty much have to sweep to win, because if there's 10 points difference, 10 points between the two, right now, and the points awarded are 8, 4, and 2. So if Johnston gets first and second and Waukee third, they would tie. So pretty much Johnston needs to sweep in the varsity ranks. JV, it looks like Waukee with 87 points and Johnston with 69, with one race remaining.
First swimmer, step up, please. 400, freestyle relay. Your mark.
And for some reason, Waukee did not hit the blocks in lane 1 there, so that lane will be a forfeit, I believe. Unless, nope, there he goes. You're going to see one team a little bit behind, and that's lane 1. Waukee's Nick Bizek takes off. Leading off for Johnson in lane 2 is Joe Hoffman. Brendan Vaziloff for Waukee in lane 3 leads off. Johnston Samuel Schmitz in lane 4. Max Oberman for Waukee in lane 5. Noah James for Johnston in lane 6. Nedam Hodzik for Waukee in lane 7. And Luke Mullen for Johnston in lane 8. And here they go for the second leg. Looks like Waukee's slight advantage over Johnston. Will go through the swimmers. Elman Didek will be second swimmer for Waukee in lane 1. Max Hodges for Johnston in lane 2. Zach Gaynor for Waukee in lane 3. Noah Coleman for Johnston in lane 4. Bailey Watts, Waukee in lane 5. Drew Story for Johnston in lane 6. Aiden Full for Waukee in lane 7, and Max Balbach for Johnston in lane 8. Looks like Johnston has developed a bit of a lead over Waukee as they come into the halfway point of this race. That's in lane 4. Cole Phillips will be taking off for Johnston for the third leg. Will Blazenko for Waukee in lane 5 will be swimming next. And Ben Webster for Johnston will be taking off right there in lane 6. So in lane 1, William Kuhn will be swimming third. Aaron Brown for Johnston in lane 2 will be swimming third. Charles Yang for Waukee in lane 3. Cole Phillips for Johnston in lane 4. Will Blazenko for Waukee in lane 5. Ben Webster for Johnston in lane 6. Asher Hutchinson for Waukee in lane 7. And Braden Kuhn for Johnston in lane 8. Anchoring for Johnston. For Waukee, lane 1, Caleb Williams. Noah Mabel will be anchoring in lane 2. Chris King will be anchoring in lane 3. Josh Mullen will be anchoring for Johnston as he takes off right there. Johnston leading in lane 4. Zach Morrison in lane 5 for Waukee. Dieter Zanzamania, sorry, didn't get that, lane 6. And gosh, it looks like Johnston, if they hold on, they're currently in first and second, with Waukee in third, and if they finish in that order, this, based on their last score I was given, this meet could end in a tie. Lane 7, Luke Gaynor for Waukee will be anchoring, and Alex Weed for Johnston will be anchoring in lane 8 as we watch the conclusion of this race. It looks like Johnston in lane 4 is coming up to finish the race, and they will be winning handily, nearly a length ahead of second place. And it looks to me like second place swimmer Dieter Zanzamania, I'll get that right by the end of the season, finishes second for Johnston in lane 6, followed by Zach Morrison, Waukee's A-team, in lane 5. So according to my questionable math, Johnston just scored 12 points with 8 for first and 4 for second. Okay, I gotta calm down because we're looking at a junior varsity race. So Johnston will 69 plus 12, that'd be 81, and Waukee will be 89. So they did close the gap, if my math is correct. That's the junior varsity. I got all excited thinking I was watching the varsity race, and we have yet to swim that one, so we'll see how it finishes. Conceivably, however, if Johnston gets first and second and Waukee third, it would end in a tie. And as we've just seen, that can certainly happen. So let's go through the first swimmers for the 400 freestyle relay varsity. Michael Schmitz will be leading off for Johnston in lane 2. Augie Munzame in lane 3 for Waukee. Grant Fuhrer for Johnston in lane 4. Zach Linder for Waukee in lane 5. Ryan Warwick in lane 6 for Johnston. And Michael Lingo for Waukee in lane 7. And they will be heading to the blocks shortly. So tune in to CISN.TV, like us on Facebook, and keep an eye out for the next swim meets.
400 freestyle relay. Take your mark.
And the final race of the evening is off and away. And boy, this will be a hard-fought race. And it looks like officially in the junior varsity race, it did end up Johnston, Waukee. First, second, third. Officially. And I will say that Grant Fuhrer is swimming furiously, pun intended. He's got about a half a body length on Zach Linder here as they come into the second leg. Scott Lair will be swimming for Johnston. Cameron Briggs for Waukee. The other swimmers on the second leg are Ethan Paul in lane 2 for Johnston. Kevin Cato for Waukee in lane 3. Jack Groening for Johnston in lane 6. And Charlie King for Waukee in lane 7. Johnston still has a lead about a body length as we see it here. And it looks like lane 6 is Johnston touching just ahead. So we're almost to the halfway mark, and we've got Johnston, Waukee, Johnston. Jumping in for Johnston is Grant Lair. Jumping in for Waukee is Gus Munzame. And lane 6 for Johnston, Max Vanderpool. Lane 3, you just saw Davis Coolers for Waukee dive in, and Grant Nelson for Johnston in lane 2 dive in. Luke Jerome for Waukee is in lane 7, swimming the third leg. All right, the anchor legs are getting on the blocks. I see Alex Overton and Jackson Coolers ready to go head to head. And here comes Alex Overton ready to dive in, and he's off. Jackson Coolers Waukee is off, chasing down Overton. Overton is a state swimmer. Coolers is as well. And here comes in lane 6, Jackson Castor, ready to swim a leg for Johnston. And in lane 3, Cameron Linder for Waukee for those all-important third place points. And Alex Overton still has a lead, about a 10-yard lead, I'd say. Looks like he may pull this off. Trent Rignall in lane 2 for Johnston, anchoring, and Ethan Cohen for Waukee in lane 7 is their anchor. And Alex Overton, disqualifications notwithstanding, is the winner for the Johnston A squad. And Jackson Coolers touches for second in Waukee again. We've seen what disqualifications can be, so we'll keep an eye on them. And these results are unofficial, but I didn't see any reason. Up there in lane 6, Johnston touches third, and Waukee touches 4th. Johnston 5th and Waukee 6th. So it went unofficially. Johnston A team in lane 4, first place, 3:14.83. And Waukee A team, second place, 3:19.97. Third place, Johnston B team in 3:35.93. And for Waukee, fourth place, 3:37.93. Fifth place, Johnston, 3:43.22, and Waukee finishes in 6th, 3:48.73. We'll wait for that to be official. As you're looking at the board, the good news is I'm not seeing the official meeting with the timing. Meet.
Johnston at 81 points, Waukee 89, and varsity Johnston at 83 points, Waukee 87.
And it is official. What you're looking at is how the meet ended up, how the race ended up. And the final score is for the JV team, Johnston High School 81, Waukee High School 89. So a close race for the JV kids. And on the varsity squad, Johnston High School 83 and Waukee 87. Well, we are going to wrap it up, and want to thank you for joining us here this evening at our first CISN.TV swim meet ever and for the year. We will hopefully be doing some more swim meets. I know that Gary Ross is excited to have us. Look for our schedule at CISN.TV. And we'll have our swim schedule, wrestling schedule, and basketball schedule. And I'm going to go to a 30-second break and see if I can get someone to chat with here for a moment. We'll be right back at CISN.TV.
I'm going to try and get the coach.
Oh, got it.
Will we reach?
Hey, Anna. If you can wait for me, I want to interview the coach. Can you get down here?
Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity to natural
there you go.
gas in good times and storm days. That's Mid-American Energy.
Where'd she go?
Talk. Tonight, Central Iowa Sports Network presents
Questions. Hello, hello, hello.
live from Summit Middle School
hello. Can you hear
in
me?
Johnston.
Can you hear me? Well, all right, and we are. Come on over here, Coach. We've got Johnston.
I'm not doing that.
We've got our Johnston coach, Sherry Walling, who Johnston. I understand the girls were runner-up this year. You're a great
Yes.
coach, and can we announce anything here?
No.
No. She might have some exciting news coming up later, so watch for that. Sherry, great event today. It was a close meet. Came down really to the relay, which often does. How are you feeling about this year's team?
Oh, I think they're a strong team. I think this would have been a lot better meet if it was later in the
Right.
year. If we'd each had a couple meets, then we could have scouted each other better and been ready for the meet.
Well, that's kind of, two strong teams going head-to-head, very first meet of the year. A lot of the kids, they're really still in conditioning.
Absolutely.
So this is not a real good kind of vision for what happens in February. But is it nice to have Waukee kind of behind you yet?
I guess. Been nice if we had 5 points.
Right. It literally was down to the final relay, and I think we probably had to sweep to win the thing.
Right.
I think I had us at first and second. We would have tied.
Right. We
if
would
they
have
would've got
tied if
third.
we got 1-2.
So how are things look for the rest of the year for the Johnston squad?
Oh, I think they'll do well. We have to keep racing, never underestimate them.
Right, and who's up next?
Hoover.
Hoover's up next. That's next Tuesday, I believe.
Tuesday is Hoover.
Yep. So that'll be a competitive meet?
No.
Or a good meet to put some
of
kids
our
in
younger
and try some
swimmers
new
will have
relays
an
maybe?
opportunity to do some things.
Yep, very good. Well, Coach, thank you. It's a pleasure, and it's a pleasure to be here on deck, and
Well,
hopefully
it's
we'll do
nice
so
that you
again.
came. Thank
Yep,
you.
thank you. And that was Coach Sherry Walling from Johnston. She's been a coach for a number of years. She coaches the middle school, high school, and the club, the Johnston Blaze Club. So she has an active schedule. So I think that'll wrap it up for this evening. Again, our final scores. We've got a junior varsity score, Waukee 89, Johnston 81. And our varsity score, as Coach Walling just mentioned, was very close. It was Waukee 87, Johnston 83. So thank you for joining us this evening as we leave the Johnston High School pool. And we will see you next time on Central Iowa Sports Network's CISN.TV.
Tonight, Central Iowa Sports Network presents High School Swimming, live from Summit Middle School in Johnston.